Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, including the release of some upcoming vehicles, some questions you guys have about the future of Grand Theft Auto Online, and a whole lot more. Now, all these questions you guys asked with the hashtag AskBoss, so if you want to get involved in a future video like this, just go down in the description and be sure to use that hashtag the next time I'm looking for questions like this, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. Now, I'm going to try and go in chronological order here of things that are taking place as far as events. So we'll try and keep the conversation nice, neat, and organized. So without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. This first question comes from Vinewood HD, who says, when do you think the Coil Cyclone will be released? So the Coil Cyclone is a supercar and online. It's one of the drip-fed vehicles, and it is on the next list to be released next. So there's 3 different websites with various vehicles we have left in the game. On the Legendary Motorsports site, the only vehicle we have left is the aforementioned Coil Cyclone. On the Elitist Travel website, we have the Seabreeze, and on Warstock Cash and Carry, we have a handful of vehicles left, but the one that's set to come out next from that is the Vigilante. So the Vigilante is going to be coming out with the Halloween update. We know that for a fact. So the Coil Cyclone has a couple of release dates that work. It could come out in just a couple of hours on Tuesday, so that could be when Rockstar decide to release it, or they could release it after Halloween. However, the only people that know when exactly the Coil Cyclone is going to be coming out is Rockstar. Because the Cyclone doesn't have a trade price that requires you to, do certain amount of missions to unlock a discounted price, we have no way of knowing when it's supposed to come out. They can release it at any time because it has a fixed price. Now, that's a good segue to our next question, which comes from AST the Gamer, and that is there any possibility that no other new vehicles will arrive this Tuesday? So yeah, there's a good chance that Rockstar could completely skip this coming Tuesday, which is in a couple of days, and not release a vehicle. Now, I think it's unlikely because they still have a lot of vehicles left. The Cyclone, the Seabreeze, the Vigilante, the Hunter, the Nakota, the Laser. That's a lot of vehicles and not a lot of time between when we're supposed to be expecting the next update. So because of that, I don't see Rockstar skipping this Tuesday. So I think that this coming week, we're going to be getting 2 vehicles. Number 1, as I mentioned, a lot of content still left. And number 2, that's exactly what they did in 2016 with the Halloween update. They released a vehicle on Tuesday, and then the Halloween one came on Friday. So I would suspect that this coming Halloween, they'll do the exact same thing. All right, our next question comes from Kickstar, who says, do you think in this upcoming Halloween DLC, we will receive any new actions, masks, or clothing? So unfortunately, no. I think Rockstar kind of dropped the ball when it comes to this Halloween update in terms of the mass actions and clothing. Unfortunately, the Vigilante is the only new item that will be added, and the Condemned Adversary mode. The rest of the items will be from previous Halloween updates, like the cars, the masks, and the face paints too. So I thought it would have been pretty cool if Rockstar had designed some costumes of some of the in-game GTA superheroes or characters that we could have dressed up as. That would have been pretty cool. Also, parodies of maybe real-life heroes like Superman and Batman. But unfortunately, there isn't going to be any new actions, masks, or clothing with this update. Just the old ones, and then the new Vigilante and the new Condemned Adversary mode. Our next question comes from Rob, and he says, do you see Rockstar releasing something like thunderstorms, city blackouts at night, etc. for the Halloween update? So this is what's so frustrating about Rockstar is they add a lot of awesome things into the game. So for example, in 2015, they added Slasher, and in Slasher, the city in the world becomes blacked out, which is cool. However, it only happens in the adversary mode. Same thing in 2016. They added the Angels versus Demons adversary mode, and they added this really spooky and scary thunderstorm Halloween weather. Once again, only available in the adversary mode. So Rockstar does a ton of these creative things, but they never allow us to experience it in free mode, which is a huge bummer. So what I thought would have been pretty cool is maybe the week of Halloween, or maybe on Halloween night, Rockstar would activate a city blackout, and then they could also introduce the Halloween weather. Now, that would be awesome, and I think that would be a really cool event that would get a lot of people excited. but nonetheless, Rockstar are saving that for their adversary modes. I don't know why, because they're so cool, and I know the players of free mode would ultimately love to have them, but it looks like they're going to be keeping them in the adversary modes only. Corey says, do you think Rockstar will do discounts on the Frankenstein, the Lurcher, and the Sanctus? Probably not. So in case you have no idea what those vehicles are, those are the 2016 and 2015 Halloween vehicles that will once again be available very soon. Rockstar knows that players that haven't bought them yet are likely going to because they're limited time. Thus, they know they would lose money if they put discounts on them. So my gut is going to say no, although Rockstar could be nice and put discounts on those old ones, which would be really cool, giving players that haven't had the chance to get them a nice way to get them and save a little bit of money as well. My gut is going to say no, but who knows? Rockstar could be nice and could add discounts. All right, our next question comes from Superwan24, who says, if I just buy the Vigilante and not the rest of the Halloween content, will it go away? This is my first time to experience Halloween. So the answer to that is yes. So that is the case for all the vehicles and content, not just the new stuff. So Rockstar, with all the Halloween items in the past, they've made it time limited. So if you don't purchase it within the allotted time of the Halloween event, it's going to go away. However, if you do purchase it, it'll be available and on your websites forever. Same thing applies with the masks and the face paints. If you buy them once, you'll have access to them forever. So if you want to keep the Halloween content, you have to buy it. It's not too terribly expensive aside from the vehicles. So what you should do is maybe pick out 5 or 6 face paints that you like, 5 or 6 masks that you want, and that way you'll be able to keep them for future events or if you want to create an outfit in the future, stuff like that. Same with the vehicles go. I know that they're a little bit expensive, especially the Sanctus. And to try and help you guys out with that, I will be doing a shark card giveaway or 2 when the Halloween stuff is announced, so that hopefully one of you guys or a couple of you guys can get a little bit of extra money in order to fund some of this Halloween stuff. All right, this next question comes from Blazer, and they say, when do you think the December DLC will come out? So I think that the December update, as Rockstar has promised that there's going to be another DLC this year on online, and it's pretty obvious with all the drip feeding content we have left, it's not going to be coming out in the month of November. So December is the likely timeline. And I would say that it's probably going to come out around the exact same time it has the last 2 years. So in 2015 with Executives and Other Criminals, it came out on, I think, December 15th. Last year in 2016 with Import-Export, it came out on like December 12th or the 13th. So I think it's pretty obvious to say that it will likely happen around probably the second week of December. Rockstar don't want to get it too close to Christmas because a lot of people are going to be spending time with friends and family away from their consoles and PC. And at the same rate, they're likely going to include new Christmas content in the DLC, and they want people to be able to enjoy the stuff that comes out with the regular update, whatever it is, before they feel like they have to rush back into the Christmas content. So my guess is going to be either the first or the second week of December when we will see the next update in online. Now that's a good segue to our next question from John Stav, who says, do you think that this Christmas we will get a Christmas-themed vehicle? So that's actually a good point. Rockstar, even though they've done plenty of Christmas updates, 3 of them in fact, have never included a Christmas-themed vehicle. I think it was in 2014 we ended up getting 4 vehicles, the race car versions of the Masacro and the Jester, and then a couple others. In 2015 we got the Tampa, which isn't really a Christmas vibe at all. And then last year we didn't have a Christmas vehicle per se. I think we got the Nero and the Nero Custom, which again doesn't really have a Christmas theme. Rockstar do a really good job, like with the Halloween update and the Independence Day update and Valentine's, of doing themed vehicles that like make sense. But with Christmas, they never really seem to do that, and I'm not exactly too sure why. So a winter or holiday or Christmas themed vehicle would be really cool and would obviously fit the theme. Hopefully they finally break down and do that this year. That would be nice, in my opinion, to have something a little bit more unique and a little bit more different. Moving on, this next question comes from Jug, and they say, do you think Rockstar will ever shut down GTA Online? So I don't think anytime in the near future. If you think about it, Grand Theft Auto 4's multiplayer servers are still up. And I can't imagine it's more than a couple hundred people that are playing that every week. So Rockstar still have that up. Obviously, there's tons more players in Grand Theft Auto Online right now. I think there will eventually be a point where they stop doing updates to online, but I don't think there will ever be a point where they just shut it down completely, because I still think, especially with the microtransactions that they have, even if people get on the game 4 or 5 years from now, there might be a handful of players that say, I'm not going to grind, let's just buy a shark card, and that's more money for Rockstar. So financially, I think it makes sense for them to just always keep it on And I think in general, just to keep the community happy, they will likely do the same thing. And even though updates may eventually slow or cease to exist, I doubt they will ever completely shut it down. And our final question of the day comes from Fluke, and he says, do you think that modders will take over lobbies again when Red Dead 2 is Rockstar's main priority? So Rockstar can hardly keep modders out of online when Grand Theft Auto Online is their main priority. So yeah, I think that it's going to be a complete cluster when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, because as you mentioned, Rockstar will be focusing on that game and trying to provide updates and fixes and patches and content. And yeah, I don't think modders will take over the consoles like the current generation system, as I think they're kind of hardwired to be protected from that. But we've already seen what's happening on the last generation systems, and on PC now, it's nearly impossible to stop people from modding in online, whether it's good or bad. So yeah, I definitely think they'll be taking over, unfortunately, but I don't think there's anything Rockstar can really do about it at the end of the day. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to get involved and featured in the next one, all you got to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, use the hashtag AskBoss if you want to be potentially featured in the next one. If you did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, where you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.